Thanks for joining us on the RSTV World News. My name is Solomon Nelson Braid. We begin the news tonight with Rivers State Governor Sibilina Ifubara urging every resident in the state to consciously engage in a campaign of marketing the state favorably as peaceful and investment-friendly to the rest of the world. The governor gave the charge at St. Philip's Anglican Church, Oregwe community, during the Thanksgiving service, marking the end of the second session of the 5th Synod of the Diocese of Evo. Tamuno Barabi Bulubo takes it from here.
With the Thanksgiving service, the Synod that started last Wednesday will come to an end, and Governor Fubara told the church that they also have to join the campaign of projecting the state in positive light. Governor Fubara said already there are some disgruntled politicians who live and do business in the state, but still they market it because they were unable to ascend position of power, but their objectives will fail when everybody begins to take interest in promoting the state as peaceful, safe, and conducive to do business.
It's important that we continue to brainstorm from time to time on the best way to work, best way to continue to preach, and we don't allow the enemy to run us out. God remains the greatest thing. I will continue to uphold that Christian virtue, those tenets that shows that God is supreme, and with God everything is perfect. So I want to urge the diocese, while you're going on in this concluding part of the synod, that please, everything that you need to do it, because this is a time when we need to work for God.
Concerning programs of his administration, Fubara said already work has commenced on the Port Harcourt Ring Road project that will expand and develop a greater river state, while attention will also be given to youth empowerment, agriculture, and industrialization of the state. Governor Fubara stated that his administration will continue to uphold the tenets of Christianity and urge the church to be firm against lifestyles that negate biblical teachings and teach the youths against wrong use of technology that impact on them negatively.
About our administration, we started with a very gigantic project, the construction of a ring road for expansion and development of a greater river state. We will still do other things in terms of youth development, agriculture, industrialization. We will do them. But I want to appeal to you as a church. Please, it shouldn't be just a crusade for the government and the party members, but every one of us should try to market our state. We have had cases where leaders, because things are not favorable to them, their mission is to talk down on rivers. River State is peaceful. While you're doing your church work, also be a crusader to tell people that River State will have a better mission. We are doing our best. That, as against what they are telling you, is a place to come and invest.
Bishop of Esan Diocese in Edo State, Right Reverend Gabriel Elabo, preached and urged them to emulate Jesus Christ by being humble, serve selflessly, and be courageous to use his name against situations that they may face in life. Tamuno Barabi Ibulubo, RSTV News.
Away from that, manholes are synonymous with modern road construction to evacuate running water and create room for removal of debris from blocked drains. However, the aim is defeated as dubious metal dealers have taken to vandalizing such manhole covers, threatening the lives of residents of River State. Gospel Anele in this report underscores the negative impact of such sensitive act and what the authorities can do to curb the trend. His report is presented from our studios.
Manhole is an opening designed by road construction firms with a view to channeling water on the road during rains into drainages to avoid flooding. It also assists during the silting of the drains to reduce health hazard. The present administration in the state has deemed it necessary to provide basic infrastructure like modern road constructions with manholes for the people, but hoodlums use the early hours or late night to remove metal covers of the manhole, which could endanger lives and property, as well as defacing the beauty of the affected roads. RSTV news crew drove to several towns in Port Harcourt and Obiakpo local government areas and observed that manholes at Rumeme, Elekahia, Rumuaba, Transamadi and Oginiba slaughter areas had been stolen by an unknown person, thereby posing grave danger to lives and opportunity for people to squeeze solid waste into the drainage to block and cause flooding. The crew also observed some expired tires inside the manholes, while objects were used as symbols of danger to road users on the stolen manhole cover positions. Respondents interviewed expressed disappointment at the situation, which according to them will pose a threat to life as people may fall inside it.
And I always know that our bookie people always they do that in the all the time. In the night, from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock and then at 4 o'clock. So because they are always selling all this high on them.
I describe it as a very dangerous spot. Somebody can fall in and die, and armed robbers can be in, and in the night they attack the public.
This thing is very dangerous to human beings. Somebody can fall inside. Even Fayego can fall inside. This is supposed to have weather security to protect.
It's very, very unsafe. Government did this for safety, so that someone cannot fall there and get injury. But the way it stands now, all these malams are booking them. They remove it maybe at the night, then to sell it to make money. From Akarolo down to Mbog to Bridge, it's over 30 something that they removed.
Lagos, I stayed Lagos before. They don't do things like this. After just how many few years, people are stealing now to sell it for chicken change. Maybe they just sell it for scrap because they don't know the value.
This manhood has been removed by these scavengers. We do see them sometimes. They carry heavy iron. They started even cutting our wires for generators along the houses.
Stadium Road, Rumomasi, all those sides have been removing it. And before they even remove it, they came the first time to remove this. These are Boki people that is removing all these things. The other time they arrested one of them that is digging it. Before we came, the other, I think it's 2 weeks time, they came back and removed this one. So it's very dangerous.
Some suggested that government should enact laws through the legislature to ban operations of scrap dealers and constitute task force to enforce the ban.
I'm working now, I'm trying to put some alarm in our office there, because each time thief, every time they are entering these places, taking things, even individuals who can help the government to arrest whoever we see tampering this thing anytime. They should, anywhere they sell it, they should even arrest both the people that bought it and even the people that see with them. Government should put task force to be going around where all those where they have those their scrap dumps to be checking for this. If this is unique, it's something that you will see wherever you see it. It's easy to identify.
If they bring law out, I'm sure this thing will stop.
It is a collective responsibility of all and sundry to check the excesses of hoodlums who steal the metallic manhole covers in the state.
The biblical meaning of dry bones is interpreted in different ways by Christians. Again, Gospel Anele in this report sought to know the right meaning of dry bones. His report.
In the holy book of Ezekiel chapter 37, the attention of the people is drawn to the power of God and his manifestation of great miracles. Ezekiel was shown the vision depicting the condition of the children of Israel as of that time, using dry bones as a metaphor and exposing them to the best approach to overcome challenges. I visited some churches to completely understand the true meaning of dry bones. To my respondents, dry bones can mean a family challenge, unemployment, sickness, hunger, inability to marry or have children, intimidations, financial difficulty, having a wayward child, among others. These Christian faithful explained that challenges can come from anywhere, including the Church of God, which could worsen a situation and dampen one's faith.
Dry bone is a state of hopelessness.
Unemployment can be your own dry bone. Economic problem can be your own dry bone. Family problem can be your own dry bone. That you don't have children can also be your own dry bone.
Dry bones
it signifies so many things. It signifies sickness and family problems, marriage and other.
This thing could be attached to those unbelievers who, after their faith, they drop their faith and start, going astray. So the word of God can wake them up again to become believers.
Some encounter dry bone in barrenness, some in sickness, some in affliction, some in the trouble of life.
Which is the best way to go when confronted by difficulties? These workers of God provide the variables.
Even in that state when you think there is no life in you, beloved, there is life. The Lord is waiting for you to speak. What is that thing in your mouth? Speak it out. For a closed mouth is a closed destiny. And Ezekiel prophesied to the wind, and the wind came together, and the bones, life came into them, and they began to move. When you speak a word, believing in that word that everything is possible, don't lose hope. You will see your life coming back.
No matter the challenge you're passing through, ask question, why is this thing happening? What can I do to surmount these challenges? God will show you a way to surmount it.
Is it barrenness? In Genesis 1:28, he said, and the Lord blessed them, the Lord said unto them, be fruitful, replenish and subdue. There is fruitfulness everywhere. Are you going through sickness? It says in 107 verse 20 that God sent his word and the word healed the sick. Are you going through troubles? 2 Peter chapter 5 verse 10, he says, when you have suffered a while, that the Lord Jesus Christ will come, he will establish you. One thing we must understand as children of God, that trials will come, affliction will come, but there is an assurance that the Lord will see you through.
Christians should diligently demonstrate their faith in God by obeying his instructions and learn how to make requests to their Father in heaven in order to overcome challenges and meet set goals. God's power Anele, RSTV News.
The 2023 Foreign Missions International Convention of the Ascension Apostolic Church Worldwide, tagged USA 2023, as ended in Atlanta, Georgia, USA, with a call on Christians all over the world to see God as the only omnipotent God. The convention was attended by multitudes of people drawn from other nations of the world. The Foreign Missions Superintendent of the Ascension Apostolic Church Worldwide, where Reverend Legbara Jambo said, the omnipotence of God, the omnipotence of God makes him to be recognized first in all activities in both public and private endeavors. The Ogoni-born international gospel preacher called on those in authority to always recognize the omnipotence of God in governance, through which insecurity and other acts of criminality could be eliminated. Reverend Jambo further said, if God's creatures see God as the omnipotent God, various pandemics faced in some parts of the world will be a thing of the past, because he has unlimited powers over all creatures. He used the forum to announce that the Ascension Apostolic Church Worldwide, which was founded in Ogoniland over 40 years ago, now has branches in several nations across the world. He commended the vision of the founding fathers in establishment of the first indigenous church in Ogoniland that has spread her tentacles worldwide. High points of the convention were deliverance, healing, praises, spiritual warfare, and the salvation of many souls. Being your brother's keeper is a biblical and moral obligation so that the rich and poor can dwell in peace and love. In the light of this, an appeal has been sent to the government, NGOs, good-spirited individuals, and the public to assist Mr. and Mrs. Charles Okorie of Ubahu to defray a bill of 1,150,000 naira only incurred on the delivery of premature twin babies at the Glylog Hospital. The Okories are residents of Peterside Avenue of Ogbogoro in Obiakpo local government area. Inga Nukabara's report is presented from our studios.
The father of the twin babies explained that his wife Chinelo gave birth to the premature babies on 8 July 2023 at Glylog Hospital, Glim Estate, off Cornerstone, Mbaraja, Ozuoba. According to him, the hospital management refused to discharge and let his wife and babies leave the hospital because he could not afford to pay the accumulated bill of 1,150,000 naira only. He said he is handicapped because he had spent all his life savings trying to save his pregnant wife and has nothing left as a petty trader to enable him pay the bills.
I have issue which I'm seeking for public help. I've been in here for so long, getting to 3 weeks now. My wife gave birth to twins, premature. So they have been in incubator. But then, by grace of God, doctor discharged us from the hospital. But we've not been able to pay our hospital bill. So our bill is 1 million naira. So that's why I'm looking for help from the public, to people to help me to come to my aid so that my wife and my children can go home successfully.
On her part, his wife Chinelo Kori said the twin babies were delivered normal but as premature 36 weeks and had to be kept in the incubator for 3 weeks to complete 9 months. She added that the stay of the twin babies on the incubator made the hospital management to bill them thus, which is far above their means, and is therefore appealing to the government and good Nigerians to come to their aid and enable them return to their home. The couple is appealing for financial assistance so that the birth of these twin babies, a blessing from God, will not turn to sorrow.
I thank God for everything, for keeping them alive and also coming out of the incubator and then making me to deliver safely. That we need financial help from them to pay the bills because it's beyond us. So I'm begging Nigerians to please come to our aid so we can go home.
To this end, all those who wish to donate to the family should call Mr. and Mrs. Okori on these mobile numbers 080-373-75428 or 090-457-23082 or account number 207-804-6755, United Bank for Africa, UBA.
This is RSTV World News. Do you love and care about Rivers State and our peace? Let's build and take her to greater heights. This is a task we must accomplish. And in part 2, after the break, train derails in Pakistan, killing 30, injuring scores. And in sports, Nigeria's Tigress defeat Senegal to cut home Afrobasket Women title for 4th consecutive time. Details when we return.
Countryman, better don't come. Oh yes, our communities go begin enjoy better benefits as host communities from oil companies where they operate for our community. According to the new Petroleum Industry Act (PIA), communities go get 3% from the oil companies where them don't keep to take develop our communities. But me and you as community and even the oil companies, everybody get responsibility to protect our oil wells and pipes from vandals and avoid spillage. That is why Nigeria Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission (NUPRC) in partnership with River State government, they organize program to open our eye and teach us, make us understand. They call them Petroleum Communities Engagement to understand the 3% OPEX, their sustainable development and participatory rights as contained in the Petroleum Industry Act (PIA) 2021. And on Tuesday, 8 August 2023, the program will take place for Dr. Obiwale International Conference Center along GU Aki Road for Port Harcourt. Countryman, come make we learn and know our responsibility and benefits to make our communities develop well. The Nigeria Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission (NUPRC) and River State government, they send this message.
This is RSTV World News. We bring you world-class news, accurate, first-hand, entertaining, balanced analysis. RSTV.
Concerned about the success of the present federal government, the Senate has advised President Bola Tinubu to appoint an Auditor General for the Federation in compliance with Section 86 of the 1999 Constitution. The Red Chambers noted that the absence of the Auditor General of the Federation in the last 10 months had left the government susceptible to lack of accountability and transparency. The communication signed by the Chairman, Senate Committee on Public Accounts, Senator Aliyu Wadada, expressed concern that the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation, which is the apex audit institution of the country, have been without a substantive Auditor General in the last 10 months. The letter emphasized that appointing a substantive Auditor General would strengthen the federal government's commitment to fiscal responsibilities and safeguard public trust. It pointed out that the audit reports of 2020, 2021, and 2022 are yet to be transmitted in accordance with Section 85, subsection 2 of the 1999 Constitution as a result of the non-appointment of an Auditor General. In a related development, the Contractors Association of Nigeria (CAN) has appealed to Tinubu to stop the alleged plans to appoint an unqualified federal civil servant as the Director General of the Bureau of Public Procurement (BPP). Chairman of CAN, Yusuf Abubakar, who stated this in a statement in Abuja on Sunday, alleged that the name of a civil servant on grade level 10 had been forwarded to the Office of the Chief of Staff for appointment as DG BPP. The contractors noted that the BPP is important to the survival of governance, as every ministry and agency of government has to pass through compliance with due process of their procurements and contracts. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project (SERAP) has filed a lawsuit against President Bola Tinubu over the failure to publish spending details of about 400 billion naira so far saved as a result of the removal of subsidy on premium motor spirit, popularly called petrol. The suit followed reports that the federal government had saved 400 billion naira within the 4 weeks following the implementation of the removal of subsidy on petrol. In the suit filed last week at the Federal High Court in Lagos, SERAP is seeking an order of mandamus to direct and compel President Tinubu to publish details of spending about 400 billion naira saved as a result of the removal of subsidy on petrol on 29 May 2023. According to SERAP, the savings from subsidy removal may be embezzled, misappropriated, or diverted into private pockets. SERAP is also seeking an order of mandamus to directly and compel President Tinubu to provide details of the plans on how the savings from the removal of subsidy on petrol, including specific projects on which the funds will be spent, and an order of mandamus to compel President Tinubu to provide details of the mechanisms that have been put in place to ensure that the savings from the removal of subsidy on petrol are not diverted into private pockets. The suit filed on behalf of SERAP by its lawyers Kolawole Oluwadare, Adelanke Aremo, and Valentina Adegoke read in part, transparency would increase public trust and confidence that these savings will be used to benefit Nigerians. No date has been fixed for the hearing of the suit. Authorities in Morocco have said 24 people have died in Morocco after the minibus they were traveling in plunged down a ravine in a mountainous area. The bus was taking people to market in central Morocco when it overturned on a bend, local media say. The cause of the accident on the road to the town of Demnate at the foot of the Atlas Mountains is unknown. It is reported to be one of the country's deadliest accidents. A picture of the aftermath shows a battered vehicle on its side at the bottom of a slope. A train from southern Pakistan has derailed, killing at least 30 people and injuring 100. A police spokesman has confirmed several carriages of the Hazara Express overturned near Sahara railway station in Nawabash, about 275 kilometers from the largest city of Karachi. Wounded passengers were moved to nearby hospitals as rescue teams tried to free people from the twisted wreckage. Railway Minister Saad Rafiq said initial investigations showed the train was traveling at normal speed and they were trying to establish what led to the derailment. A railway spokesman in Karachi said at least 8 carriages went off the track and people were still trapped inside a train carriage. Accidents on Pakistani's antiquated railway system are not uncommon.
Many passengers were left trapped inside. Others managed to climb out to safety. Several carriages of the Hazara Express derailed close to the Sahari railway station near the southern city of Nawab Shah. roughly 270 kilometers from Pakistan's largest city, Karachi. It left from there this morning, headed for Rawalpindi in the eastern Punjab province. Police say 30 people were killed, though that number may rise. More than 60 have been injured. They've been transferred to local hospitals in neighbouring districts in Sindh province, where a state of emergency has been declared.
In our sports, at least 4 countries have qualified for the quarterfinal of the ongoing 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup taking place in New Zealand and Australia. The 4 countries are the Netherlands, Sweden, Spain and Japan. The Netherlands and Sweden were the latest countries to book their places in the quarterfinal stage after beating South Africa and the United States respectively on Sunday. This comes following the conclusion of Sunday's round of 16 fixtures. Early on Sunday, the Netherlands defeated South Africa 2-0, while Sweden won against the United States via penalty shootout after the match ended in a goalless draw after 120 minutes. Spain and Japan had since booked their places in the last 8 on Saturday. The round of 16 fixtures will continue on Monday with Nigeria taking on England, while Australia will clash with Denmark. World Aquatics cancelled a test event for the Paris 2024 Olympics and Paralympics after the water quality in the river Seine was ruled to be below acceptable standards. The fourth met with the Open Water Swimming World Cup was due to take place on 5th and 6th August. The Seine is scheduled to host marathon swimming, triathlon and para-triathlon events at Olympics and Paralympics. World Aquatics said the health of athletes was its top priority. Swimming is set to be one of the major legacies of the Games thanks to a 1.4 billion euro regeneration project in Paris with 3 open-air swimming areas accessible from the quayside by 2025. You're still watching RSTV World News. Do you love and care about River State and our peace? Let's build and take her to greater heights. This is a task we must accomplish. And now to any news, a recap of some of the major stories. Governor Sibilai Fubara has enjoined every Rivers resident, irrespective of his tribe, to join the campaign of projecting the state in positive light instead of demarketing it. The Senate has written to President Bola Tinubu to appoint a substantive Auditor General in compliance with Section 86, subsection 5 of the 1999 Constitution. We have reported that the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has filed a lawsuit against the President Tinubu, to give details of the money saved from the removal of the fuel subsidy to win public confidence and support to enable his government succeed. And that's it on the news. Thank you so much for being a part of it. We wish you a super week ahead. My name is Solomon Nelson Braid. Good night.